This week on The Swing, we talked to Caitlin O'Donnell about the Occupy Wall Street movement. Julia Boyd gets the scoop on how students feel about events on campus, and Drago visits the State Fair. Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of The Swing, Elon's brand new weekly web show. I'm Emily Herring. Occupy Wall Street is a movement that began on September 17, 2011 in Manhattan's financial district. The movement claims to expose how the richest 1% of people are writing rules for an unfair economy and fight back against the power of major banks and multinational corporations. This movement has spread to over 100 cities in the United States and more than 1,500 cities globally. Here with us now is Pendulum News editor Caitlin O'Donnell, who covered the story in this week's paper. Hi Caitlin, how are you?
I'm doing well, how are you?
I'm doing great. So tell us about this story, Occupy Wall Street.
Basically, our front page story this week details the experiences of about 10 Elon students who traveled to New York City over fall break, and also ties in some input from people who are currently protesting in Occupy Greensboro, which is located in downtown Greensboro. So I spoke with about 5 of the students who traveled to New York. They actually participated in a march from Zuccotti Park, which is where they're living right now, all of the protesters. They marched to Washington Square Park and eventually reached Times Square. And along the way, they had a lot of interesting interactions with the police. They participated in General Assembly meetings where different issues were discussed. And then eventually, they were some of the first people to cross into Times Square when the police finally lifted the barricade. So it was really great to hear their experiences and what it was like to actually be part of this movement that's growing worldwide.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's really cool. So you went to Occupy Greensboro.
Yes, obviously I didn't think I'd be able to make it all the way to New York City to do interviews, but a team of us actually went to Occupy Greensboro this past weekend. It's a much smaller scale than what we're seeing in New York City. There's, I would say, 10 to 15 tents pitched in this grassy, fenced-off area right beside a YWCA in downtown Greensboro. And they have signs up on the fence that kind of welcome in the protesters. They have a library. They serve 3 meals a day. When I was there, there was probably about 20 people that were there. But more come to the General Assembly meetings that are held, I think, on a weekly basis. So it's really a matter of some people are actually living there permanently. Some are coming when they get off of work. Some are coming just for the weekend. So it's kind of like a mixture of involvement from the people in Greensboro. But they're really trying to replicate what's going on in New York City and stand firm with their goals while also focusing on the local community. I spoke with one woman who's involved who said that she's been really focusing on foreclosures in Greensboro and kind of fighting back against that. So they're taking the goals of this national movement and really localizing them to Greensboro, which I found was really interesting.
Thanks, Caitlin. And now for Jaywalking with Julia, where reporter Julia Boyd goes to the streets of Elon to get students' opinions on events around campus.
Hey everyone, my name is Julia Boyd and I'm reporting for The Swing on why Elon students attend campus events. Do you like going to events on campus like speakers or forums?
I do enjoy going to events on campus. I think Elon brings in a nice array of speakers and forums, and I usually get something out of almost all of them.
I go to certain ones, usually like when it's required for the class, but then I end up enjoying it more than I thought I would.
Yeah, of course, I love events here. We pay a lot of money to go here, so why not try to get the most out of it?
Absolutely. I mean, it gives you like a lot of like information on like how like the world really works, and it's just like opens your like horizon and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of the campus events. I like to go to a lot of like local concerts, like for the sub-live shows.
What have been some of your favorites so far?
Well, I love seeing David Beer at Convocation. He was kind of my hero when I was growing up, so that was really fun to see.
There was a speaker talking about the process of, it was explaining Japanese society in the 1800s through wood carvings, and about how men would go to this prostitute island, and it was all in the wood carvings. It was really neat.
Do you go with your friends, or is it often required for classes you're in?
Well, it's required for Elon 101 so far, but I mean, if I wasn't required, I would probably still end up going.
I'd say mostly required for classes.
It kind of was required back in the day, freshman year, it was so long ago, but not really anymore, not much.
I've been to documentary screenings and other events that I didn't even have to go to the class. I just find it fun and interesting to go with your friends, and it's entertaining.
And finally, Al Drago ventured to the North Carolina State Fair last week to explore the magic behind farm animals, carnival rides, and the most fried food you will ever find in one place.
$1,009,173 fans came through the gates of the North Carolina State Fair this year, which ran from October 13th through the 23rd at the State Fairgrounds in Raleigh. Fairgoers went on rides, including Ferris wheels, giant slides, and swings. Many Elon students went to the fair over the 2 weekends with their friends and classes.
I live in Durham, so I've been to the fair probably like every year since I was born. It is my first time. I've never been to a fair.
The fair featured many different types of unique food to try, everything from fried Kool-Aid to Krispy Kreme burgers. For vendors like Jerry Brantley, the fair is a fun place to come back to year after year.
Just the people. I enjoy the people, talking to it, finding out where they're from, different foods that they try. I really like people.
Well, how many times have you been?
Oh, I've been here 37 years.
I meet about 800,000 new people every year, and about probably 1,000 of them come back to see me on a regular basis every year.
The State Fair stands the test of time as a favorite attraction for local residents. Countless fairgoers will have to wait another year for more funnel cakes and fun times.
I'll be here till they won't let me come back anymore.
For The Swing, I'm Al Drago.
Thanks for joining us here at The Swing. For the latest news, multimedia, and podcasts, check out elonpendulum.com and pick up the latest issue of the paper in boxes around campus and the community. Until next week, I'm Emily Herring. Have a great day.